Hello. Continuing the Sound Foundation for Babies program, today we are talking about week 10th. So your child is in the week 10th now. In this week, there will be more focus on auditory memory. So I will talk about auditory memory and speech, and you will learn how to increase the auditory memory of your child and how to help your child to develop clear speech. So starting with the auditory memory, this is an auditory goal in audition. The child has to develop the auditory memory of and sequence of few words together. It's very important. Why? Because if your child cannot remember a few words in a proper sequence, the child will not be able to speak in a sentence. So you start with, of course, one word item memory, move on to 2 words, 3 words, then jump to 5 and 7 and 8 and no limit. You don't have to go on doing structure-wise till the child gets a particular number of 8 or 10 item selection. No. Once the child starts learning and increasing the auditory memory and adapting and understanding the concept of sequence, you don't have to work. It will be automatically taken place. So working with auditory memory, how do you start with one word? You have to decide which word you are teaching. Take a particular game or play way. You have to teach these young children through play only. So think of some game, some activity, some play where you can use that word meaningfully in short, simple sentences. So there are some strategies for auditory memory. The first strategy is that the words you want to teach, you have to speak in a short, simple sentence. The second strategy is that the word you are teaching should be at little higher intensity. So that means there should be stress on that particular word more than on other words in the sentence. This is called acoustic highlight. Then the third is that when you are saying that word, after the sentence you have to pause and wait, giving the child some time to imitate or even at least vocalize, trying to imitate what you say. Another thing you have to remember is that when you're using that word, the word should be at 3 different stages. You have to move the auditory memory at 3 different stages. The first stage is where the word, the target word, is spoken at the end of the sentence. Second stage is where the target word is spoken at the beginning of the sentence, and the third stage is where the word is spoken in the middle of the sentence. Don't worry, I'm going to give you examples. I will just show you small way of doing a little part of the game or play. So how do you do it? You remember that we keep our toys in a bag or a box and hide, and then the toy must come out of that, because auditory presentation before visual presentation is a must. So I'm saying I have a cat, and there comes the cat, and I take out the cat. This is a cat. Okay. Now I am deciding to use cat as my vocabulary word the child should use. Then I am going to put the cat in 3 different stages. The first will be the cat has to come at the end. So I say, give milk to the cat. Give milk to the cat. Catty, drink milk. Wow, cat is drinking milk. Milk is for the cat. Okay, like this you are playing. Then if you are at the second stage, then you will say, cat wants the milk. If you are at the third stage, then you will say, I think the cat wants the milk. So you're changing the position of the word cat. Now, if you are teaching the word milk and not cat, I want my child to learn the word milk. The child knows cat, then how will you talk to your child? Now the milk has to come in the end. So you will say, the cat wants the milk. You are stressing the milk word, okay? Cat wants the milk. The cat wants the milk. Cat is drinking the milk. Okay. Then if the child is at the second stage of auditory memory, then you will say, milk is for the cat. Milk is for the cat. If the child is at third stage, then you will say, give milk to the cat. Give milk to the cat. Okay? So little variation to help the brain to learn and store that information in the auditory brain. Another goal, auditory goal, is bombardment of H. Last time we worked on bombardment of B and M, which is over. Now we are moving to H. These are the phonemes which the children learn to articulate first. They are easier, so we are following the same sequence. When we talk about H, how do I see that I'm giving bombardment of H phoneme? 3 toys I can suggest. One is a puppet of Santa Claus, one is a clown, and one is a monkey. You can have toys or puppets or even the storybook. It's up to you. You can use all different plays and activities. So when you talk about the clown, whatever you speak about the clown, you end with ha ha ha. So there are learning to listen sounds with these 3 toys. With Santa Claus, it is ho ho ho. With clown, it is ha ha ha. With a monkey, it is he he he. So H with all 3 different vowels. Now how do you do that? You have to play with that. For example, suppose you have a clown. And then you say, hi, hi clown, hello. Say hello to the clown. Hello, hi. And then you can even sing a song. You can play with it, give milk or do some activity with the clown or sing a song. My 2 little hands go clap, clap, clap. Hands, where are your hands? My 2 little hands go clap, clap, clap. Ha, ha, ha. My 2 little feet go tap, tap, tap. Ha, ha, ha. My 2 little eyes are open wide. Ha, ha, ha. My 1 little head goes side to side. Ha, ha, ha. And you wait, and the child might repeat ha, ha, ha. The same way you can do with monkey. I have a monkey, and monkey says he, and then the monkey comes out, and you play with monkey, or even you sing a song. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell down and bumped his head. He. 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. He. One fell down and bumped his head. He. And then you wait for the child to say he. The same way you can do with Santa Claus. Now you're introducing her, but bombardment is already given. We'll come to that for speech. Coming to receptive language goals, the same goal continue. The child should be able to understand more and more daily common phrases which you are using when you're telling a story, when you're reading a book, sharing a book, when you're playing with the child with some activities, or you are just singing with the child. All this time you are using repetition of certain phrases which the child should be able to understand. So every week new phrases should come. For example, this week you can introduce another phrase saying, do you want me to pick you up? Do you want to go out to play? Do you want to sleep? So the question, do you want, you are using, and the child can understand that question. So like this, you continue meaningful language throughout the day, the child will understand. In expressive language, the child has already started speaking some of the words and phrases like bye-bye, hello, give me, more, no, all that. Now that should also increase. Now whatever the child's receptive language vocabulary is, must be coming as expressive language vocabulary. So I mean to say, what the child understands, now the child should be able to speak also to make you understand what he wants or she wants. Therefore, lots more expectations from the child. When the child uses gestures, you give auditive cues saying, what? I didn't hear that. What did you say? And if the child again uses gesture, means the child doesn't know the language, then you give the language and translate it into the language and vocabulary and help the child to imitate that, so the child learns it. Coming to speech goods. Now that you have finished bombardment of b and m, put b and m with different vowels in CV combination and work on imitation. Also pick up some words which have b and m as a phoneme, based as a phoneme, and use those words in different activities. For example, you should be playing with these toys: bat, ball, boat, bus. No, because b. Okay, or you'll be playing with these toys like mango, using these words: mangoes, more, mall, and yum yum, like that. So if you use these words in some activities, the children will learn fast and your child will be able to expand the vocabulary and articulate ma and ba with different vowels combination comfortably, which will be required to articulate some words clearly. Another goal now, what you are working on this, is babbling. Babble play we introduced in the last session. So you continue babble play this week also. So you have to structure the babble play. When you are babbling about "b", then you will do a just babbling CV combination. For example, you will say babo, babo, bee, 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 boo, bo, ba, bo, ba. For more, you can say mommy, mommy, mimo, mimo, baba, dada, dada, bee, 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 bee. For more you can do mommy, mommy, whatever. So it's just nonsense syllables, any combination. The question is, how will your child pay interest to it if it is not meaningful? If you just repeat, the child will not even repeat. What will you do? So you have to think of some activities which the child is interested in. I can give you some activities, for example, and you can think more on the same line. For example, one activity I can think of very simple is making a tower. So you say babu, babu, put the block down. Biba, biba, put the block up. So the child says that. Child has to repeat it. You say biba, biba, child says biba, biba, and the child puts it on this. And then you say Boo bo, and the child says boo bo, and the child puts on the top. Like this you make a tower, and then the child pushes it. I said push the tower down, and then the child will throw it and he would love it. The child would wait for the end when it can be pushed down. There's another activity. Now this is with anything again. Mima. Now instead of putting it upside down, you can put it straight. Okay? Mommy. The child says mommy, and the child puts it in that cup. So slowly child goes on putting in that cup, and ultimately it becomes like this. Okay? There can be another activity. You can have a small basin with sand inside, and you can hide some coins, some toys, some small little objects, and the child babbles and takes them out. What else you can do? You can have a basket there and a box full of balls, small balls, where the child picks up the ball, say, Biba, throws the ball down. Mamu, puts the ball down. And see that the ball goes in the basket. Like this, there can be many games which can be played, and the children love to do that. And this will help them clarify their speech. For song, I have selected Where is Thumbkin. We are going to play with the finger puppets. So you will say, for example, you will say, where is rabbit? Where is rabbit? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, thank you. Run away. Where is the doggy? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well and thank you. Run away. So like this you can have 5 animals. Now if you don't have finger puppets, you can still play this song. You can make a thumbkin with the pen. You can make on your hand, you can make on the child's hand. Child would love it and the child will sing with you. So you say, where is Thumbkin? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well and thank you. Run away. And like this you can have on all 5 fingers, and you can play. And this can be pointer, tall man, ring man, little man, whatever you call it, or you can give the names, it doesn't matter. Every time you can change that also, and the child will learn where is. Here I am. Because you are repeating all this, and this repetition, the child is paying attention because the child is enjoying this, so the child will learn. The story for this for this week I picked up is Are You My Mother? There are many books available with the title Are You My Mother, of different animals and birds and all. So I picked up the one with the bird this time. There will be a lot of repetition, lot of suprasegmental, and it is relevant for a young child, young baby. So you start with saying that there was a birdie came out of the egg. A birdie came out of the egg, and the birdie said, where is my mama? Mama, where are you? No mama. So he started looking for his mama. Then he saw a cat, and he asked the cat, are you my mama? No, I am not your mother. Then the birdie says, Mama, where are you? Mama. And then he saw a doggy. So he went to the doggy and he said, Are you my mama? The doggy said, No, I'm not your mother. And the birdie went again and said, Mama, where are you? Mama, Mama. You pause and wait. The child will repeat the word Mama and with the same intonation. Then the birdie found the cow. So he said, Are you my mama? The cow said, No, I'm not your mother. And then the birdie said, Mama, where are you? And then he came back to his nest, and look who came. His mother came. And the birdie said, Are you my mama? And she said, Yes, I'm your mother. I got food for you. Yay! I got my mama. Okay. So you see, lot of suprasegmental intonation which you want your child to imitate and copy. This will make the child's speech better. And the child will imitate your intonation, your suprasegmental in a fun way, in a playing way, would enjoy that. So try this out. Play with your child, have lot of fun. Your child should have lot of fun. At the same time, keep the goals in your mind so that your child moves ahead with a better speech and more language. Thank you. If you have any questions, please write in the comment. Thank you very much. See you next week.